The best U.S. submarine is already in the Middle East. The Ohio class is America's scariest weapon. A submarine of this class is patrolling Middle Eastern waters. It arrived on November 5, 2023. This deployment follows attacks on U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria. Typically, this type of sub serves as a deterrent. Here's what we know about it. State names were traditionally given to battleships. The U.S. hasn't built a battleship since World War II. Now, state names are used for submarines. The lead submarine in the Ohio class is the USS Ohio. There are 18 Ohio-class submarines in total, 14 ballistic missile submarines, and 4 guided missile ones. The 4 SSGNs in the class are USS Ohio, USS Michigan, USS Florida, and USS Georgia. We don't know which ship patrols the Middle East. The Ohio class is part of America's nuclear triad. It carries up to half of the U.S. nuclear arsenal. The submarines are designed to be ultra-quiet. They bristle with nuclear weapons. Their mission is to survive at all costs. Ohio-class submarines were developed in 1970. They are record-breaking 560 feet long. They weigh 18,750 tons when submerged. Those are the largest U.S. submarines. They are surpassed only by the Soviet Typhoon and Borei classes. Each Ohio sub has 2 crews, blue and gold. They patrol in shifts. A typical crew includes 15 officers and 140 enlisted personnel. Officially, these subs can dive down to 800 feet, but their operational depth exceeds 1,500 feet. The Ohio class is designed for submerged operations. The subs can reach speeds of 30+ knots. They have the ability to stay submerged indefinitely. They can function for 15 years without overhauls. Overhauls take about 26 days. USS Pennsylvania has a record for the longest patrol. It lasted a whopping 140 days. The Ohio class is formidable due to its nukes. Each sub carries 24 Trident II ballistic missiles. The U.S. keeps 240 missiles and 1,090 warheads active constantly. They can hit targets 7,000 miles away. The Trident II missile splits into 8 re-entry vehicles. Each carries a nuclear warhead. Their output ranges from 100 to 475 kilotons. A full salvo of Ohio-class submarines takes less than a minute. They can reach their target from any point in the world's oceans. They can launch up to 192 nuclear warheads at a time. That's enough to obliterate 24 cities. The U.S. Navy calls the Ohio-class boomers. These submarines entered service in the 1980s. In the Cold War era, missile submarines were always out at sea. They spent 60 to 70% of their time underwater. But now, things have calmed down. The average Ohio-class sub goes on 2.3 patrols a year. The number was 4.1 patrols during the Cold War. Each patrol has an average duration of 70 days. The submarines can launch Mark 48 torpedoes. They are designed for self-defense, not attacking. They are stealthy and extremely reliable. They haven't seen a single major incident, but the Ohio class won't last forever. It will serve through the end of the 2020s. Then it'll be replaced by the Columbia class. USS District of Columbia is scheduled for its first patrol in 2031.